Well, this is another blessed Labor Day here, and we have our brother, owner of the Time for a Change 295 YouTube channel, Michael K. Wilson, myself, Arion Harris. What a week 1 of football. Some games were predictable, other games were down to the wire. So let's talk about it. We're going to do the review of week 1 as I go into the scores here. There are some games that I just want to recap, and I will should go ahead and share the recap here with you. And I hope everybody's had a blessed and productive or non-productive since it's Labor Day. Hope they enjoy their Mondays of being off work, and hope some people chill, grilled out like myself, and hope everybody just enjoyed their families. So give me 1 second while this is connecting, and I will show you the scores here.
Yeah, happy Labor Day to everybody out there. Saying it was a good weekend. I got into a car accident, but the car wasn't really damaged bad. It was just a minor damage, and it was just something where the person in front of me, was a female driver. Just put that out there. Women can drive, so she hit the brake and then she went forward and hit the brake again. So I was braking and then I didn't know if she was gonna like completely stop or if she was gonna keep going. So I thought she was gonna keep going. And I tapped her car, and well it was more than a little love tap, but so she was just she's I hit her from behind, but she was like, don't worry about it, it was my fault. She took accountability. I think
Mm.
she was from New York. So, God bless the woman and nobody was hurt. Her son was a little teenager. He was okay. Me and my passenger was okay. So, I'm thankful that everything worked out and the car's drivable. Nothing happened really to the car. Maybe like $300 in repair, whatever. Maybe you have to take out the little damage in the front, but it was a blessing, whatever, what I'm saying. But outside of that, like I said, it's college football time. And this was a very interesting opening week, what I'm saying, in the sense of FSU, man, they dropped the ball, you know what I mean? And they're playing right now. I'm not even I'm not even worried about
Oh, I
watching the
see it,
game.
Mike, pray. Come on, Pastor Mike Lover
I'm not
1000.
even
Come on and pray, man.
I'm not even worried about it. Even if the FSU wins 50-0, I can't forget that Georgia Tech game. So, but that's
They
what we
say
live for.
15
We
in the
live for
first
the
quarter, so
upset.
play by play. Yep.
The Big Ten, we're one up on the SEC, USC, we got them last night. So that was the highlight, man. Just being able, like I said on the other video, man, like this is the season where it's separation from the SEC, and we saw that with the USC game. So for me, this was a good weekend because we were one up. Now, next weekend we got Michigan that has to hold the line. It's gonna be tough, man. I feel like as long as they don't do what Clemson did, Clemson, they fought in the first half, but it just got ugly in the second half. I mean, it was like Clemson couldn't even against Georgia. Clemson couldn't even get in position to score like that. You know what I mean? They couldn't advance, but Clemson did pretty good on defense. It's just that, man, Georgia has some animals on the field. There were some dogs, man. I'm gonna have to do a little short video about that, man. But man, Georgia was just, to me, when I saw the athletes that Georgia had with the quarterback that they have, whatever, it was a little scary, man, to be honest with you, because that Clemson game, that was actually like a ball game. There was a few games that was like a ball game. The USC LSU, that was like a ball game or a playoff game. Then you had The Notre Dame game, that was like a bowl game. So there was some actually for week
Penn
one.
State, West Virginia, and West Virginia. They ain't no punks. They just had a couple miscues.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was, for all intents and purposes, that was actually like a bowl game too, Penn State versus West Virginia. But for week one, it was a really good week. And on my notepad here, I was impressed with LSU, even though they lost. I was impressed with LSU. I feel like,
they beat themselves, Mike. That's all it is.
yeah, I feel like it was LSU was the better team. They had the run game. I just feel like, you know, I feel like they got out coached by USC. I just feel like USC just spread them out and they couldn't stop the receivers, man. But that was a really good game. What else? Oh, I forgot. How could I forget? Coach Prime. Coach Prime. They Colorado. I want to see them in the top 12. And I didn't pick them as one of my teams to make the top 12, but I would like to see Colorado make the top 12. I don't know if it will happen. I feel like the ceiling for the team, Colorado, will be just to make a bowl game. Because I don't think they made a bowl game
Right.
last year, right? Because Hunter had
No, they did.
hurt.
They didn't make a good bowl game.
Yeah, Hunter had got hurt. So because of that, they didn't have enough weapons. So I think
I think they had the weapons, Mike. But here's the thing: they didn't have the defense. They gave up almost 40 some points a game. You
right.
know what I
That's what I'm
mean?
saying.
So
I mean, they started off, really strong, but then they finished 500. So I'm saying if they had Hunter, like Hunter, to me, and probably I gotta do a video about this. It's uh, it's Hunter the new Chris Gamble because honestly, man, he may be more talented than Chris Gamble from Ohio State 20 years ago, but Chris Gamble was a two-way player and Chris Gamble was very talented. You know what I'm saying?
oh my gosh, Chris Gamble. Oh my gosh, he
Yeah,
used to be the
I seen Chris Gamble on campus one time, wheels on the bus.
and he like 6'4" or something,
Not what
six
was
five.
about when he got on the campus bus, he kind of was hunched over. He was like about 6'2", whatever. He was probably about the same height as Hunter. Uh, you
Okay.
know, Hunter, he was gonna commit to FSU, but he went with Dion or whatever. So um I would say Hunter probably was a better athlete than Chris Gamble, but Chris Gamble was really knowledgeable of the position. But essentially, they're the same type of like they can play receiver or they could play cornerback. So I think that Chris Gamble was if it wasn't for Chris Gamble, OSU would have not won that championship in 2002. I mean, that's just the facts. I mean, um, Hunter obviously is a high profile athlete, and maybe he might be top three in the Heisman this year. I don't know, but that Colorado game was it was a lot of question marks. Walking away from that game, but they got the victory nonetheless. That was a highlight for me this weekend, and
And I can pull up the stats for what was it? Where's the score at? Did they play when did uh
they
Colorado
played
play?
NDSU. Honestly, I don't even know what school that is. To be no disrespect to NDSU, but I don't know what school that is. Like I never.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to find the score because I know Shea Dewar Sanders went off. I mean, he always goes off. That's not going to change. But
Well,
oh,
that game was on Thursday, so it may not show up. You,
oh no, you know why? Because it's not the rankings. I'm not on the rankings, so I got to actually search for the game. So
or you can just type in,
Colorado,
Colorado and then just go to their
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So 31-26. Nah, yeah, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. What makes me mad about this? 31, you can't like barely beat North Dakota State University. Come on, man.
Yeah, it
Like,
was like I said, it was a it was a close one, man. I didn't physically watch the game, but I was kind of like following the score on ESPN.
And look at this, Sador Sanders, 4 touchdowns. Okay, he had a pick. Not that much rushing. Oh my Lord Jesus, Mike. 198 yards, 7 receptions, 1 touchdown by Jimmy Horn Jr. Travis Hunter, 7 receptions, 132, 3 TDs. That's the nastiest thing. Mike, imagine if they can get a defense.
Well,
Because how
they
many
don't have a runner. I didn't
well,
see.
they don't have a rushing attack now. It's mostly air attack. But I mean, they had tackles for loss, but like at the same time, you gave up Cam Miller, 277, 1 touchdown. You gave up almost 157 rushing yards, 292 in the air, 292. Yes, I'm saying like they got to beef up the defense. You know what I'm saying? So I think once they beat that up, man, at least give up like maybe 15 a game. If you can keep it down to 15 a game, they'll be legit. They'll be in the top 10, in my opinion.
Hey, they honestly their schedule is pretty tough. I don't know if you want to go back and pull up their schedule, but their schedule is it's no cakewalk, to be honest with you, man. They got they're kind of looking at 500 again this season. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they play Colorado. Do you think they're going to struggle against Colorado State?
Uh, that's a
Baylor,
personal
they'll
game.
struggle
Like they
against.
take
UCF, they'll
that's an
struggle.
in-state rival game. But I mean, if you look at Aaron, go to the screen. You know how it's another screen that it would if you click on Colorado, it will just pull the whole games on the side at one time. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? If you click on Colorado, like just click on it pulls up the
Yeah, that's what
schedule.
I'm clicking on. I don't see anything. I mean, the games are here.
Right.
You see all
So
the games?
Utah, right. Utah, that's pretty much a L. I hate to say
Mm.
it. Kansas, you know what I'm saying?
And they play at Kansas.
Oklahoma State. So
Mm.
they're kind of
Mm.
looking at a 500 from what saw from week one. They're kind of looking at, if not
Mike, I'm seeing
500,
5 losses, in my opinion.
slightly over 500. If they can, like I said, for me, if they can just get to a ball game, I feel like that would be a big accomplishment. I would like for them to be making a top 12, but I gotta be honest with you, man. Uh, 500 again, maybe like 6-5. If they're fortunate, 7-5. So, but
So what
hey, I
happens
hope
to the
that they
coach?
can win
Hey,
every
Mike,
game.
but what happens to the coach then? What happens to Sam? I mean, I don't think they'll get. I don't think his job will be in jeopardy. I mean, those are the
No,
Saints. Come on.
it's not. See that Aaron, Aaron, Colorado's been at the bottom. Colorado
Well,
has
that's what I'm saying. They've been just as bad. I mean, it's gonna take time for him to bring that team up. But how people are in them. The
no. I mean,
media.
Aaron, the thing about it, if we look at like we talked about in the one video, Ohio State has been relevant for the last 24
Mm-hmm,
years or 22 years, however you want to look at it.
mm-hmm.
Colorado has never been anything. No offense to like the University of Colorado, but they've never been a team where they've been like inconsistent on the top 25. So like some years they make it, some years they don't. They've literally been a laughing stock program. So for for him to
I wish I
finish
could bring their standings. Let's see.
yeah, so for
I'm
him to
looking.
finish 500 last season, that was a hell of a season if you ask me. And for
Oh,
them
you
to
think so?
finish, no. When you look at the fact that they never been relevant, you're taking a team that was a laughing stock at the bottom of the bottom. Nobody wants to commit to Colorado, and to take that team to 500 last season, that's a that's a 1,000,000% improvement. So this season, again, if you can do another 500, that's a significant improvement. Or if you can even get to a bowl game, that's
Hmm.
will be because at the end of the day, what season is this guy, Hunter? Is this his second season or third season?
I can check real quick. Um, it looks like he is. I thought he was a sophomore, junior.
Right. So
Travis Hunter is a junior. That's what I thought.
exactly. So he don't. So the thing about it, a guy that's that talented, he's not. You know, this may be his last season at that school. You know what I'm saying?
And Shador Sanders is a senior, so he'll be gone
Exactly.
after
That's what I'm
this
trying
year.
to say.
Ah, yeah.
So it's like you have a situation where, you know what I mean, like I don't know if he can redshirt for year 5 and probably bring everybody back one more season. Because I feel like if Hunter comes back one more season and then he can get, his son to come back for a fifth season, I don't know if he'll be eligible, but if they could bring everybody back, this same crew, and then add onto it, I think that, yeah, they'll be they'll be really powerful, but I don't know if that's gonna play out like that. So that's why I'm saying this season is something where I'm thinking, to finish 500 or 7-5, that's going to be
Realistic.
very,
That's a
very
realistic
realistic.
record. Looking at this schedule, they'll put up numbers, Mike. They'll put up numbers and win 7 games at least. I mean, but unless they could fix, the opposing, unless they can fix the defense as far as, is they keep high scoring games, they have to score almost 45 points, Mike, to win. Ain't that scary? Like you got to score at least 30, 40 something points to win a game. So I don't know, but we can look forward to that. That's a whole nother
Oh yeah,
story.
we're gonna talk about Coach Prime. In fact, his shoes come out. I think they dropped today, or they
Mm.
come out tomorrow. His they brought him back from 1996. So I want to get it. I want to get the white ones, the white and gold ones. So and I want to
What are they
get the
like, 300
shades.
bucks?
Huh?
How much are they? Like $300 or something?
One. I think 190 with tax included.
Oh, that ain't bad. That's not bad at all.
But when we start the next time we come on, maybe sometime next month, you may see me with the shades on, the Deion Sanders shades, or whatever, the glow ones, and then I may have the shoes in my hand. But nah, we're gonna talk about Deion a lot on the channel. We haven't talked about him yet. I was supposed to talk about him last season, but we're gonna definitely by December we're gonna have about 3 videos for Dion lined up. You know what I mean? So we're gonna support the Sanders movement. So for me, I don't talk about Clemson. If we talk about week 1, I mean, to be honest, I think that game against Georgia it was sad for Clemson, but at the same time, I feel like they did good because they had heart. I just felt like they got enough to build on for the ACC. I mean, it was a lot of highlights that they had where guys showed courage against that top of Georgia team. That Georgia team is that team is no joke, bro. They got they got every position covered, like corners. I mean, they got receivers, they got a run game. Like they don't have to find a weakness in that team. I don't know. So for them to really fight like how they did in the first half, that's a lot to build on for next season. I feel like they just got to go back and find out, you know, offensively, like if they could get some guys to come to Clemson for next season. Like remember whenever we was at the bar and we saw Clemson versus Ohio State and Sammy Watkins or Watkins was just destroying Ohio State, man. He was just
Oh man, Sammy Watkins. I still despise him to this day.
yeah, that
I remember
was
that
like
whole game.
but that's the
That
type
was
of
when Lou
talent,
Fickle was coach, though. Like, I'm like, man, this is embarrassing.
right? But that's the type of impact player that they need. They need a guy like Sammy Watkins or Watson. I forgot his last name, but if they can get a guy like an impact player, if they can get somebody like that to come to Clemson next season, I feel like Clemson will be back. Like right now, the ACC, I mean, a lot of people said Miami is the best team in the conference after week one. So, you look at, you know, Miami, Florida State, Clemson. I would say Clemson is right there, what I'm saying, like second tier, not number one. But, the ACC is a lot of question marks. But I definitely was proud of Clemson, man, the way how, you know, the score didn't really dictate the game, but I definitely was proud of Clemson. I was proud of Penn State. Penn State, they came to play, and the coach wasn't even he wasn't even there, the head coach. So I was proud of Clemson. Iowa showed up. Oh, Maryland went. Wow, man, Maryland. They showed up. So the Big Ten, it confirmed all the videos we did, Aaron, when we talked about the Big Ten taking over the season. That's what it looked like to me in week one. I
Hmm.
think the Big Ten went crazy. So uh, I was impressed with Tennessee. I'm gonna go back and watch that game to look like they had a really good receiver, and I'm gonna go watch the Texas game ahead of the Michigan game, Texas versus Michigan. Uh, Ole Miss as well. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. ESPN was right on the predictions. I wrote down every prediction that they did. Like the Clemson game, they said Georgia has 82% chance to win. They was right about that. 77% chance to Penn State. They were right. Iowa, 92% chance. Maryland, 84. So they were pretty much the only game that they kind of was a little bit low on was the Notre Dame game. They gave them
Yeah, and even Notre Dame kind of like I don't want to say struggle, but they I think game ones, the week one, a team tries to get the kinks out because it takes a lot to actually win on the first week, in my opinion.
but they
Look
had
at Maryland. Like look at Maryland, for example, 50-7. I mean, yeah, they played a sorry UConn team, but Maryland could give teams some fits in the Big Ten. Because you look
well,
at
that's what Aaron, remember we talked about on the video, and I'm gonna upload all the videos probably like later in the week. But
mm,
Maryland's a type of program where if you're not paying
Purdue,
attention,
they
if
could
you're not
smack
paying
you in the
attention
mouth.
on Maryland, they're gonna beat you.
Mm,
So Purdue, like I said, they ran up the numbers. But yeah, man,
Indiana,
ESPN was pretty much dead on this week when it came to their predictions. They were spot on, and I wrote down every single prediction that they had on their website, and I'm gonna do it again for week two, like when we do the schedule for next week or whatever. So, hey man, it was a awesome week one. There was a lot of commercials that I saw that were pretty funny, like the Fairfield commercial whenever they had UNC, the mascot in the hotel, whatever. That was a funny commercial, and it was a lot of good commercials for college football, and everybody was,
I'm just
I
looking at
feel
these Big Ten scores here. I mean, you look at man, it's I mean, I don't even know how to pronounce this dude's name, but like Big Ten is looking legit. I don't know.
I told you,
It's
man,
time.
like this is the season. This is the season. I feel like that Big Ten video we put out, Aaron, it's gonna be
Mm,
big numbers, man. That Big Ten,
good.
that
I
Big
know it will.
that Big Ten video, because when I looked at the blogs and I was in the different groups I'm in, which I think we're in the same group, 740 Ohio Sports
Mm,
or something like that. I think you're in that group. So,
right.
but yeah, a lot of people was big on the Big Ten. The only team that kind of was not talked about this weekend was Oregon. People were kind of saying, "Oh, this is what you came to the Big Ten for," but I feel like Oregon did a good job. But no, I think the Big Ten, like I said, this year, bro, this is the year where the Big Ten takes that. that next level step. And I feel like everything I said in that Big Ten video that we did was accurate. So we're gonna get that video out. I'm gonna push that video and share it in the groups I'm in, and I feel like that video is gonna have a lot of playtime value, between now and the championship, whatever. So that's gonna be. I'm thinking that that's probably gonna be our biggest video. Just when I woke up this morning, I was thinking about it. I'm like, yo, that Big Ten video it's gonna you know a lot of guys are gonna be mad from other conferences and stuff, but I feel like that video, if it don't do 1,000 views, I feel like it's something credibility wise we can put our names on it and say, look, we predicted this was gonna happen. And I feel like, it's gonna be good for the channel. So, but yeah, that was week one review. I mean, uh
So, Mike, let me ask you this, and I'm not sure how much time we have left, but let me ask you this here. So, looking at everything that's happened with week one, and basically looking at how the Big Ten has progressed, do you see a Big Ten team winning a national title this year?
okay, and we have 50 seconds. No, is it not? No, I'm sorry. We got 9 minutes and 43 seconds. Here's my opinion or whatever. I feel like,
And if you don't see a Big Ten team, what other team from whatever conference do you see winning?
I mean, I feel like Ohio State has the weapons to kind of like put themselves in position like that. I feel like I've heard Ohio State's name called out, so I think Ohio State could do it. I'm still waiting for this Oregon team to show up. Carter, he's one of our contributors to the channel, and Oregon was hyped up a lot. I didn't see what people were talking about this Oregon team, but it's a long season. I feel like um, USC was really impressive. I feel like USC was they were very legit, but I don't know. I can't call it, man. I can't really call it because Georgia, they haven't really played anybody as far as other SEC teams. So we would have to look at the schedule like in November or October to see how Georgia has their body of work. So I feel like it's just week one, Aaron. I can't make any prediction. As good as I am, Aaron, and I'm damn good at this, but I can't predict who's gonna win the national championship, man. Because any weekend, anybody could be beat. You know what I'm saying? This isn't nothing's promised, man.
That's a fair answer because I have no idea either.
That
Because right now, as a Buckeye fan, the only way Ohio State can be beaten is if they beat themselves and if they don't play up to their expectation and if they don't open the playbook. And I'm talking about they cannot play scared this season.
right. And
And they
like you
need
said,
to ensure that they execute.
you got a receiver who I can't say how good he is because it's only been week one, but you got a guy that you can just keep on throwing the ball to, like a Larry Fitzgerald, you know what I mean, when he was in college. Like you just throw the ball up and he'll go get it. So you got that, then you got Henderson, the run game. So I feel like it's just too soon. It was so many teams that ran up the score. I mean, you had teams that was scoring 60 and
Mm-hmm.
40 plus or whatever. And, I just want to see what Texas could do against Michigan. So this is the thrill of college football. This is why I love it so much, man. So uh, you know, I did predict the Big Ten team will win, and I feel that I don't see why if we, last season Michigan won, the season before that Ohio State played Georgia, and the coach even said he said Ohio State should have won that championship. So I feel that with what we saw from the Big Ten on week one, I will say that we're in good position that somebody from the Big Ten will win the championship. And as I predicted, every 10 years, Ohio State wins a championship. So this will be the season that they should win, since they
Hmm.
didn't win it 2 seasons ago when they went to the finals against Georgia. So I would say we're in the driver's seat this season. That's what I would say. I would just say that, Aaron. We're the Big Ten is in the
No,
driver's seat,
I believe you. I
and
believe you.
or we're the first.
I don't see any other conference, honestly, because Pac-10 was it the Pac-10 that of them 4 teams left? They ain't got nobody left in there.
Yeah, so
So I mean,
Pac-10,
it's
they're done. The Big
hmm
12, Texas left or whatever. So it's gonna be this is basically like I told you in that video, this is SEC versus Big Ten. This is just pretty much what it's gonna be. And this is exactly why I'm gonna be doing a lot of creative different things on the channel. Some of the things, I can't let out because it's still a small channel, and the bigger guys, they'll kind of take what we're trying to do, and then they'll run with it or whatever. But now we got a lot of good things coming up this season, and like I said, I mean, I don't want to put the pressure to say Ohio State will win a championship. They should, but doesn't mean that that's going to happen. It does. Nothing is promised. So, but yeah, that was week one. I felt like it was a great week one, and you know, next week we'll have. I'm gonna go back and look at a lot of film this week, and I'm gonna have names to put beside each team, or whatever, because week one is just too much going on to kind of really say, hey, who's on the Heisman radar? I can't really say like now. This one guy, he did send me a message today. Actually, he made a prediction about who's going to win the Heisman. I don't know. I can't do it off of week one, but we're gonna go ahead and it's gonna be a great season for Time for a Change, the sports edition. We're gonna be taking this channel to another level. I'm motivated. You guys motivate me. This is the people's channel. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be putting a lot more videos out, and we're gonna take this channel to another level, or whatever. And so that's just pretty much what this is, Aaron. So give Ohio State a chance,
well,
man. That's all I can tell you, man. Give them a
I
chance.
never, I never gave up on them. Like I said, I know they have the opportunity to do it. I just hope they don't disappoint me like the last couple seasons. Let's bring it back to 2015 or 2014 when they won the title and they were actually looked at as underdogs. They should be looked at underdogs this season, and they should be able to pull everything out the tank to win this title. I
Right.
haven't given up on them,
And
but the
Tyler,
only thing they can do is give up on themselves if they choose to.
right, Tyler always said that Ohio State, and Tyler was one of our contributors. Sometimes he's going to be here, sometimes he's not going to be here for various reasons. But he always said that over the last 20 seasons, from 2000, 2002, Ohio State plays at their best when they're not number one. Whenever they're number one, or whenever they're coming into a number one with expectations to win, they always flop. But whenever they're like, you know, 2 to 5, and they got something to prove, when no one believes that they're gonna actually close the deal. Because I'm gonna be honest with you right now, Georgia people kind of said Georgia, people said Oregon, people said Ohio State. It's just too soon to tell. But Ohio State, this is the best position that they're in right now, because they have the pressure because they're playing for the coach, but I feel like they're gonna be really good this season. And that's all I like to say, man. I'm just I don't care who wins ultimately, as long as the Big Ten win. I'm for the Big Ten, and obviously I want Ohio State to win, but as long as somebody from the Big Ten conference wins, and so but yeah, Aaron, man, that's this video. Quick little chop up hangout review for week one, and we'll probably sometime this week we'll probably do a preview for week two, or I'll do it myself, whatever, whoever does it. But yeah, man, that's everything. That's my thoughts. That's my opinions on week one. And I gotta do a better job of putting the videos out. Like the last video we did, the schedule for week one, I waited too long to I put it out on Saturday. I should have put it out on Monday. So that's just what it is moving forward. Like this video here is gonna go out. Well, today's Monday now, so tomorrow's Tuesday. It'll be out probably like before Wednesday morning. It'll be out. I'm gonna try to get all the videos out by Wednesday or Thursday. So it's tough doing videos on YouTube, but yeah, Aaron, we got less than a minute, man. You wanna say anything in closing? We got about 30 seconds.
Well, like that movie Hustle and Flow, it's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to get these videos for the rent. But keep doing what you're doing, brother. Keep doing what you're doing.
All right, Aaron,
That's all
man.
I gotta say.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the support. And I think this probably will be um the last video tonight or whatever. But we're gonna end this one by saying OH.
IO.
All right, Aaron. I'll talk to you, man.
All right. Later.
Appreciate it.